The view you're seeing right now was most people's introduction to Minecraft, at least for my generation. To me, Minecraft is a game I cherish, and I've recently found myself reflecting on how much the game has changed, and not just in the amount of items or new biomes. The fundamental aesthetic of the game is completely different. Whether it's nostalgia or not, something that I think really reflects that tonal shift is in the tutorial worlds of Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition. So, in order to truly understand these worlds, you first have to know what they were made to do. I'm Catawatonic, and this is Tutorial. Why'd you do that?
It's not a good song. Got something better.
Stall? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This song sucks. Stall fucking blows, dude. Like anything else, like Cat or something else could have been any better.
Well, I could have put on Chirp.
So for the unknowing, a tutorial world serves the purpose of basically teaching the player the basics of Minecraft. You spawn in, and in order to unlock the rest of the world, you would have to build what the game refers to as an abandoned miner's shack. In reality, it's just a small, broken down house. It would walk you through the basics, cutting down a tree, crafting, building tools, and mining. There were also optional demonstrations of other features that you weren't required to interact with, but could, such as redstone demonstrating pistons, a small minecart track demonstrating how minecarts work. Although these worlds seem simple, at the time, Minecraft was already a bare-bones game, and the 360 version was an even more bare-bones version of that. Hold on. This song fucking sucks.
Okay, so you'd rather listen to fucking Lava Chicken?
I have a video to film here. I need to have good music in the fucking video.
Lava Chicken or music
not
that
Lava
doesn't even fit
Chicken
the
or fucking
Minecraft
pig step shit. I don't fucking want.
want.
Anyway, where was I at? Oh yeah, these worlds gave the inspiration to players to start their Minecraft journey. I know this is stuff you guys probably already knew, but now that we're done, let's get on to everyone's favorite section: history. Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition released May 9th of 2012, and was developed by Mojang and 4J Studios. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. It also released on the more irrelevant console, the PlayStation 3, the following year. Sorry, PlayStation 3 fans. And with the console editions, the first version of the soon-to-be-famous tutorial world would launch with it. TU1, I assume the TU stands for tutorial, or it doesn't. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's actually title update. At any rate, this world includes 2 villages, a lighthouse, and a castle. Something to note too is that hidden in all these worlds is some sort of secret. For this one, flipping a lever on the Minecraft logo in the sky reveals a portal leading to the Nether. There is also a submerged tunnel just beside the main tower of the castle, and it contains some cool diamond gear. TU1, in my opinion, I think is one of the most memorable worlds. I specifically remember a server my friend had called Homie Server 1.9 at the time on TU1/TU3. And while it doesn't seem like it has much to offer, I still think this is the perfect environment to be introduced to Minecraft in. The next notable release would be TU5, releasing on October 16th of 2012. This would be the last of these village-style tutorial worlds, and it featured 3 villages, a mountain fortress, and honestly, that's pretty much it. Not really much to this one. It, of course, had some secrets, such as flipping a lever near the mountain fortress would reveal a secret nether portal, and this was also the first version to feature the music disc quest featuring new music by C4118. Then there is TU7 through TU9, which released December 19th of 2012 and April 4th of 2013 respectively. This world gets rid of the villages in the last versions and replaces them with the castle. This castle includes a potion room, bedroom, a hidden nether portal on the 2nd floor behind the painting, and even that weird shack behind the castle. Personally, I feel like everyone has a core memory on this world. Whether it be your first Minecraft experience, to blowing it up in creative mode, or just exploring, this world truly was the best out of all of them. Even down to the seed. To the north you had the swamp, to the east a desert, west a forest, and south grasslands, making it the perfect jumping off point for starting your Minecraft experience. Going on to the next world, you would think it'd be called TU10 or TU11, but you're wrong. Never has been a TU10 or 11. TU12, released August 23rd of 2013, marks that tonal shift that I was talking about. This world features a castle, but the main difference being is that this castle is based off of a real castle, being the Edinburgh Castle, located in Scotland. It has everything the last worlds had: a potion room, redstone demonstrations, a tutorial area, and of course some secrets. Basically same old same old. But somehow this world felt off to me when I first played it, kinda like it was fake, trying and failing to be something that it wasn't. Little did I know this feeling would only get worse with the coming updated worlds. Next up, we have TU14. All this world is pretty much an updated version of TU12. The most notable changes that I can see is the addition of a blacksmith building, and changes to the overall design of the potion building and enchantment building. Other than that, I don't really see anything all that different. I honestly still echo the same sentiment that I had for TU12 in this one. I just never felt welcomed, and it didn't feel nearly as good as TU9 and TU7. Needless to say, this is about the point where I stopped playing the tutorial worlds, in favor of just playing Java Edition instead. So everything after this is completely new to me, so this should be pretty fun. Not gonna lie, I don't like this one either.
This one's so fucking boring. Well, we should do something on it about how boring it is. Let's try and make something funny.
TU19, released in late 2014, features, again, another recreation of a real castle, this one being the Eileen Donnan Castle, located in Scotland. And other than a small village near the entrance, that's all there is. Seriously, that's it. I'm gonna be pretty blunt here. I think this is the worst tutorial world out of them all. The castle really is a downgrade compared to TU14, and the lack of anything else to explore really leaves a lot to be desired. I really don't have much to say about this one, and for this reason, I think it's pretty deserving of this.
It was like a bunker buster. Look, there's a fucking bunker.
It is! It didn't get all the way through!
No.
Following the low point of these worlds, we have, in my opinion, the high point of these worlds. TU36, released in late 2015, has a lot to offer compared to the last world. In the middle of the world, we have a custom village. To the left of that lies a beautiful cathedral that must have taken forever to build. Then behind that is a copy of the castle from TU14, in cobblestone for some reason. To the right of the village, you have a sand arena type thing, and then a little bit further south you have a small port town, and then this gigantic ruin of what looks to be a cathedral, which I think, personally, is the best build on the map. This map has everything TU19 didn't. Lots of places to explore, fantastic builds, and a lot of examples of in-game mechanics. I theorized this was the point where I think they went from one person working on these worlds to a whole team, and it almost seems as if they were competing with each other, but everything is spaced out enough where it isn't too overwhelming. Truly a high note for these worlds. TU46, releasing in late 2016, however, I think has way too much going on. This world has a theme of these tower ruin things scattered around the world. To me, it just feels way over the top. I can't help but feel overwhelmed by how much stuff there is to explore, and to be honest, the architecture doesn't really appeal to me all that much. Like I said before, it feels like the people on the team were competing and things just got way too out of hand. Overall, while it's cool looking, I really just don't vibe with this one. Ultimately, TU69, releasing in 2018, would be the last tutorial world. Anyway, as Microsoft in their infinite wisdom had decided with the release of Bedrock Edition to discontinue making the tutorial worlds. This world is like TU46 times 10, featuring giant statues, a giant bridge, a woodland mansion, and so much other stuff it would make this section way too long. Overall, this world is cool, but again, has way too much to explore. Though I do understand this was a sort of last hurrah for the team behind these worlds, so they probably wanted to go above and beyond for it. Though, with how quietly it was released, I feel that Mojang didn't give it the proper send-off it should have. It truly leaves a bittersweet feeling for all the memories that these worlds created. Though I do think with this last one, TU69, it really illustrates what I'm talking about. Take a picture of TU7 and TU69 and tell me which one you would rather play. Which one feels more welcoming? Well, if any of you said TU69, then I'm sorry, this video is not for you. Whenever I think of Minecraft, I think of that castle with the big sign above it, out of all the newer worlds that have come out. I believe this one embodies the Minecraft experience as a whole. And I think that's due to one thing: simplicity. It looks like something that me and my friends could have built. It's almost as if Mojang was giving you a goal, saying, you can build something like this too. No color palette, no different textured blocks, just stone, bricks, wood, and glass. I think in this day and age, with Minecraft being as bloated as it is, with all the different blocks and items, it's striking how much Minecraft has changed. At some point, I would say after TU19, these worlds stopped being a guide to what you could do with the game, to just being an advertisement for all the unnecessary stuff they've added like copper. We've definitely reached a point where this game is not the simplistic sandbox that I was thrown into all those years ago. Even down to the music. If you have a keen eye for hearing, you may have noticed that the music in this video sounds a little bit different. Well, that's because I ripped it directly from the Xbox 360 edition, which is mixed differently from the modern game. And even then, it feels like these tracks often get drowned out of the game due to all the new subpar music that has come out. It feels like I'm playing a game that has lost its way and become an unrecognizable version of itself. Which leads me on to my next section. Personally, I think that Minecraft needs a hard reset of sorts and return to its roots. Instead of adding things and not making them useful until 2 years later, yes, I'm talking about you, Copper, add things that build off the foundation of Minecraft. And one of these foundations would be Minecraft has always had a sort of eerie feeling to it, especially playing single player alone. And at times, even I can say that I've had some strange experiences in Minecraft. At its core, the game drops the player into a seemingly infinite world with no other humans other than you. This was something even the creator of the soundtrack, C4118, saw, and wanted to convey to the player. Numerous songs he created for the game always give off a sense of vast loneliness, really putting the sheer scale of the world at the forefront to the player. And when you combine that with a low render distance and no brightness slider, it creates the perfect environment to see and hear things that aren't there. Or maybe they are. This feeling can even be seen all the way back in TU1. The main staple of this world is the 2 villages on the map, but those villages have no villagers inside them, making them feel oddly empty. This sense of loneliness had the added effect of making the player paranoid. This was amplified by another mechanic of the game, which would be the lighting engine that Minecraft uses has undergone 3 major overhauls in its lifetime, the most notable being in versions 1.5 and 1.14. Since 4J Studios was porting over beta versions of Minecraft for the console edition all the way up till TU9, most early players had experienced the original lighting engine. Looking back on the release build of the 360 edition, the fundamental shadows were more crude, imposing, and sharp. One torch did not give off nearly enough light, making walking out of your house at night a truly scary experience. Outside the radius of your house, it was just blackness, with zombies, skeletons, and creepers roaming about. That old Minecraft parody wasn't a joke. Going out at night to mine was a very dangerous and scary experience. Creepers were harder to see, and the caves were so dark you often had to rely off a sound to tell if an enemy was nearby. The footage you're seeing right now was captured in beta 1.7.3, which was the version 360 used from title update 3 to 5, so hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about here when I say it was really, really dark. Ultimately, this quote-unquote darkness was removed around 1.14, making the game a lot less scarier, but also removing something so iconic to Minecraft. This feeling of loneliness and paranoia has always been an important part of Minecraft to me. It's what keeps you from leaving your house at night, what makes you constantly look over your shoulder when hearing footsteps, and what makes you feel like you're being watched. With the amount of mobs added and changes to the lighting in recent times, it certainly feels like that feeling is gone, which I feel is truly a loss for new players now. I feel like it's worth mentioning the footage you're seeing I recorded at 1 AM. It was one of the scariest experiences I've had in a while. The entire time I felt like something was watching me and I was constantly checking behind me to see if something was there. Yet it also took me back to my childhood, to a game more familiar to me. If you are a newer player to Minecraft, I highly recommend downloading the Betacraft launcher and experiencing this for yourself, because I don't think words really do it justice. I'll put a link in the description for those who are interested. Now, moving on to another key aspect of Minecraft, this one would be from the beginning, the biggest core component of Minecraft has been exploring. Whether it be from finding a sand temple, or if you're really lucky a woodland mansion, it was always fun to do. This is a rare moment too where I really don't have a problem with the direction Mojang is going with the biomes. While there are some I dislike, namely the acacia biome, I think all of them add something to the game and are fun to explore. With the caves and cliffs update, I think they really improved the caves in the game, though the stalagmites and stalactites are pretty annoying. I think the new caves are probably what Notch would have wanted them to be from the beginning, though there are a couple of things in the game that I can think of that hinder exploration, and one of them would be So if you're somehow watching this video and you have not seen a phantom or even heard of a phantom, phantoms are a mob in the game that appear at night when a player has not laid in bed or died for 3 or more in-game days. They attack by diving at the player from the sky to bite them, and they are by far the most annoying mob in the game. 9 times out of 10, you ultimately forget to sleep, and these fuckers will swoop in and deal half a heart of damage, or in the rarer cases, you'll be down to half a heart, and these guys will swoop down and give you the finishing blow. If you're on a journey and you don't have access to a bed, you'll have 4 to 5 of these things above you. It's as if Mojang only added these things in order to force the player to use the sleeping mechanic in the game, which to me is just stupid. To cut a long rant short, Mojang, please get rid of the phantoms. Along the same lines, I also think the increased aggression of mobs is really detrimental to exploring in the game. The main culprit of these being skeletons. This is something that has recently become a problem after the Caves and Cliffs update. When you are in a cave, the amount of mobs is way too overwhelming. It feels like the second you set foot on the cave floor, you'll have 4 zombies, 2 skeletons, and a creeper coming after you. Even on easy mode, it's slightly better, but still not good. And I never remember having this issue back in the day where I would have to lower the difficulty, so I really think that this is a problem that Mojang needs to address. All in all, for a core component of Minecraft, while there are some counterintuitive aspects Mojang has added to hinder player exploration, I largely feel that they've been going in a good direction. Even the things I've listed are pretty easy to fix, and one day I hope they do. So now, let's move on to our final key aspect of the game, and this would be in Minecraft culture, building has always been a core part of the game and community. Lately though, it seems that Minecraft might be pandering a bit much to the hardcore builders. While I'm not against builders in Minecraft, I honestly think they're great. With all the different woods and minerals being added, the unforeseen consequence of this is that you're in a constant battle with inventory management, especially when mining. For the greater good of Minecraft, I think Mojang really needs to consider what items they add to the game, and whether or not they would be useful to the player. Now, I was mostly targeting netherite with that last sentence, because personally, I don't use it. As a person like me growing up with diamond being the best gear, I really don't see the advantage of using netherite versus diamond. Plus, diamond is way easier to find and make, so I can proudly state that I have never gotten netherite gear in the game. As far as useless blocks go in Minecraft, I'd like to talk about the 4 horsemen of useless blocks: diorite, andesite, granite, and tuff. All these blocks you will encounter while mining, seemingly with the only goal of taking up inventory space. I know there are people out there who will use these blocks for texturing and color palettes on builds, but these blocks are really only useful to those professional builders. To most casual players, they are just a waste of space. In my personal opinion too, I really feel like all of them aren't really that good looking either, and I can think of better alternatives for each one. The amount of different woods are just as much of a problem too, but I'll give them a pass since you have to go out of your way to obtain them, unlike the other blocks I listed. At the end of the day, I'm at least glad Mojang doesn't hinder you from building. In fact, I guess some of these blocks add to it, but at the same time it makes the game more and more bloated, which isn't necessarily a positive. The recent addition of the bundle is a step in the right direction, but doesn't solve the problem. I honestly think a good fix for this would be adding a backpack to the game like some mods do, but for now we live through constantly filling our inventories. All in all, I think these are things that Mojang could fix, but I'm pretty sure the horse has already left the stable at this point. I feel like Mojang has really changed since being bought by Microsoft. Back when they were a small team, it seemed like the updates were more calculated and well thought out, and actually took the fans' opinion into consideration. Hopefully you can see the change in the tutorial worlds that I was talking about. Those worlds went from being 1 or 2 people making them to a whole team making them by the end. Honestly, it's kind of representative of the corporatization of Mojang as a whole. I really hope one day Mojang can go back to those times, but that's a long shot. I think it is important to note that I still play Minecraft. While I do have my grievances against the game, I still love it too, and it'll always hold a big place in my heart. And I think that's something that a lot of other people share with me too. This has been Catawatonic, and I'll see you guys next time.